Welcome to Thank God It's a Story Saturday, a weekly video series where I share stories with you that you can use to make your messages connect. Last week, I stumbled upon an excellent post by John James titled Becoming a Social Media Influencer on LinkedIn. His post talked about perils of posting and how, as you become a subject matter expert and your content is associated to their expertise, the reach and resonance with your content reduces. Well, because I'm a story practitioner and I see everything through the lens of stories, I was reminded of a story because of that post, which I heard in a conversation between David Epstein, the author of Range, and Malcolm Gladwell. The story is of an early 20th century physician in a New York hospital who had earned himself a reputation to be able to diagnose at early stages if a patient would get typhoid fever or not. He believed that the tongue was highly diagnostic, and his clinical technique included using his fingers to palpate patients' tongue and be able to make the diagnosis. Now, this physician was unfortunately invariably accurate every single time. Now, you may wonder, why do I say unfortunately? Because this physician was the carrier of typhoid. He was using his fingers and spreading typhoids. So of course his diagnosis was going to be correct. Now you may wonder, what's the connection between this story and becoming a social media influencer post that I earlier talked about? Well, the answer to that has been beautifully explained by psychologist Robin Hogarth, who talks about two learning environments: a kind learning environment and a wicked learning environment. A kind learning environment is an environment which gives you good, plentiful, and accurate feedback. So you do something and you get an accurate feedback for it. But a wicked learning environment is where the feedback is not enough and at a slower pace and sometimes not accurate at all. This physician was in a wicked learning environment because he kept getting the feedback that he was doing the right diagnosis, he was making the right diagnosis. He kept also spreading the typhoid. So therefore, it was a wicked learning environment. Now let's go back to the post that I talked about earlier. The point of that is social media is also a wicked learning environment. Not all the feedback you get in terms of comments, likes, and the engagement, it is the accurate feedback. Then it is upon us, the content creators, to be able to critically think and decide, am I just going to surrender to the feedback that I'm getting, or I'm going to make the right diagnosis of what I should do next? Stay storied. I'll see you here next Saturday with another story.